Good morning. Welcome to Math Algebra with Mrs. Rugloski. We're looking at lesson 3.3 today. I've got a math joke for you. Ready? First person to answer gets my last Reese's cup. Why did the x variable move back home? Anyone? Bueller? She was more comfortable in her own domain. That's funny stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do today, our objectives are on the screen. We're going to identify independent and dependent variables, and we're going to write equations in function notation. Function notation, that's good for the notes, and evaluate a function for a given input value. We've talked a lot about input and output, and we're going to be discussing those as though they were our brand new lingo. So independent variable, this is time for your notes. Write these for vocabulary expressions down. Independent variable, dependent variable, function rule, and function notation. Remember, if I'm going too fast, you can simply pause your video. Excuse me. So using a table to write the equation of the given variables, determine a relationship between the x and y variables, and determine the function. So one thing that I want you to notice, x is our input. What's happening to the output? So we put the 5 into the function machine, and a 1 comes out. So I want you to know that it is decreasing. And what operations do we do to decrease a number? We can subtract, or we can divide. Let's go back. That doesn't like to be written on. So if 5 is going down to 1, 10 is going down to 2, we went down 4, but here we went down 8. So we know we can discount the subtraction. We are dividing. What would we divide 5 by to get a 1? Dividing 10 by the same value to get 2. And you guys can easily see that we're dividing by 5. 5 minus 4, or 5 times 1/5. This is the one that works for us. We determine if one relationship works for the remaining values. We can see subtracting 4 didn't work for the second value, but multiplying by 1/5 or dividing by 5 is working for all of the ordered pairs. The value of y is 1/5 x. Write the equation. The value of y is equals means is 1/5 of x, or y equals x divided by 5. So let's look at this set of ordered pairs and see if we can determine a relationship between x and y and write the equation. Again, from 1, we went to 3. Now we're moving up, so we understand that we could be adding or multiplying. 2 input, 6 output. What did we do to the 2 to get 6, and 3 to 9, and 4 to 12? You can see that we're not adding again because addition of 2 works for the first ordered pair, addition of 4 and 6 and 8. It's not the same value, so we understand that we'll be multiplying. 1 times 3, or 1 plus 2. We're determining that multiplication is the choice. Addition did not work. So the value of y, these values, is 3 times the x value, 3 times x. And so we write our equation in function form. Y equals 3 times x. The equation in example 1 describes a function for each x value, the input or domain. There's only one y value, or output, or range. And we've gone over this vocabulary. Input is independent, in, and the output is the dependent variable. The value of the dependent variable depends on, or is a function of, the value of the independent variable. Looking at example 2a, it says identify what's independent and what's dependent in each situation. A painter must measure a room before deciding how much paint to buy. So the size of the room and the amount of paint are the two variables. The amount of paint depends on the measurements of the room. Paint depends, therefore it's dependent. The independent is the leftover variable. The height of a candle decreases d centimeters for every hour it burns. Let's think about the two variables in this situation. The height and the hours are both changing. The height depends on the number. Height depends. It is dependent. That would be our y variable in any table. And the number of hours is dependent. Independent. Time is usually independent. So, veterinary weighing an animal before determining the amount of medication, we've done a problem similar to this. The medication depends on the weight of the animal. So the weight is independent. That would be our x variable. Medication is dependent. That would be our y. Several different ways to describe the variable of a function. Independent variable are the x values, the domain, the input, or x. The dependent variable are the y values, the range, the output, or, now we're going to talk about function notation, it is f a function of x. That's what this notation tells us. This should and could also read y, but we can talk about it in terms of f of x. Check it out. Example number 2. You guys try this one out. Turn off your video, see what you come up with, and then come back and check your answer. So it says a company charges $10 per hour to rent a jackhammer. The cost and the length of time it's rented are our two variables. The cost depends on the length. Dependent cost, independent time. Apples are 99 cents a pound. Which one's independent and which one's dependent? Apples, the cost depends on the number of pounds you buy, therefore cost is dependent, and pounds are independent. An algebraic expression that defines a function is a function rule. Suppose that Tasha earns $5 for each hour she babysits, then 5 times x is a function rule that models her earnings. If x is independent variable and y is the dependent variable, then function notation for y is function of x. It's read f of x, where f names the function. When an equation in two variables describes a function, you can use function notation to write it. The dependent variable, y, is a function of the independent variable, x. Y is a function of x. Y is always means equals f of x. Notice we've taken the word a function of and abbreviated it to just f. So y equals f of x. Y and f of x are exactly the same thing. Identify what's independent and dependent in this situation, and then write the function. A math tutor charges $35 per hour. The fee and the number of hours are the two variables. The fee depends on the number of hours. Dependent fee, independent hours. Let H represent the number of hours of tutoring. The function for the amount of math tutor charges is a function of hours. 35 times hours gives us the fee. Fee, function of hour. Identify independent and dependent in this situation. A fitness center charges $100 initiation fee plus $40 per month. Two things are happening. time is passing and we're paying $40 per month, but we have to pay a one-time fee of $100. The total cost depends on the number of months, plus 100. Let M represent the number of months. So phi is a function of the number of months. The function for the amount of fitness center charges is f of m, 40 per month plus 100. The function notation f of m equals 40m plus 100. You guys check it out 3a. It says write the equation in function notation and identify independent and dependent variables. Well, you should have come up with something like this. We've got a lettuce at $1.69 a pound, and we know that the total cost depends on the pounds that Stephen buys, so total cost is dependent and pounds are independent. We're going to let X represent the number of pounds being purchased, and the function of X is $1.69 times X, X being the pounds. So the function, or the cost, f of X, is $1.69 times X. Try check it out, 3b, and then come back and check your answer. So we can see the two things happening here are cost and number of people. So the total cost that we're going to pay depends on the number of people in the car, and we have to pay $6 to park the car. Dependent is total cost. Independent is number of people. X is a function of people in the car. The function for the total park cost is the function of X, $29.99 per person plus $6. You can think of a function as an input-output machine. Here's our machine. We're going to take a value, plug it into the machine, and what comes out is our answer. Tasha's earnings, function of number of hours she babysits, 5x. If you input x, the output is 5x, or 5 times 2, 10. If you input 6, you get 30. 5 times 6. Let's look at example 4a. If we want to evaluate these functions now, we're going to input, just like the little machine we saw, we're going to input a value for x, and what we get out, our output, is our solution. So in function notation, we see f of x is equal to 3x plus 2. That's our first function. Find f of x, or find y, when x is 7 and negative 4. Substitute 7 for x. Notice that we do it in both places, and we simplify. 3 times 7 plus 2, 23. We're going to do the same thing over here for negative 4. Substitute the value in both places and simplify. 3 times negative 4 plus 2, negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10. Again, input values for the function 1.5t minus 5. We're going to evaluate when t is 6 and t is negative 2. New function 1/3 r plus 2. Find in function notation h of r when r is 600 and negative 12. Try check it out and come right back to check your answers. When a function describes a real-world situation, every real number is not always reasonable for the domain and range. For example, a number representing the length of an object cannot be negative, and only whole numbers can represent number of people.